With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh, goes the win! Francis in gunner!
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding. Wow. It's very rare. What a finish.
Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to goal. It's a knockout. Oh, my It's a knockout.
And closing it. Trying to finish it. Hit it's over.
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Brock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the canvas.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow, how good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just that you become a pansy. That's in the book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
Break. You've been betting with the Big Earl on his NFL locks. You've been losing money and you need some help here. So we'll get into that a little bit later. All right. It is what it is. We entered the season at +5 instead of +8. Okay. Like it is. I mean, it was a tough weekend, but either way, glad to see you guys here with us this Saturday. Say hi where you're from. Make sure you hit that like and share button. And with us, of course, we got, I think he's still in the lead by a lot. Bill, Send It 7 Pearson, the champ, and then Triggered Can't Get Fights Right, Joe Britson. I mean, I wish for the sake of the,
it's a good vote of confidence for our sponsorship dollars.
Yeah, the sake for the 11 Bravos. You know, our reputation is still in his hands until Bill comes back to El Paso and I can, you know, do what he deserves in golf. So, or maybe I can get out there. We can play some Chambers Bay or do what we got to do. That would be legit. Anyways, big shout out to our sponsors. We got the Veterans Mortgage Source. So go on our website, veterantrashtalk.com. It has links to everybody that's bought into our mission. And if you're watching for the first time, our mission is to build a community of veterans and civilians who support veterans, or anybody that supports veterans, and take care of each other. Because if you keep relying on the government, you're just going to keep waiting. Okay, so get into the community. All right, you might be the answer for somebody's problems 5 years from now. You might not have the answer today, tomorrow, but you will be important. And we got a bunch of great partners. We'll let Bill talk about Gold Star at the end of the show as well. And then, of course, we got 10th Mountain Bourbon. We're not drinking it yet. Joe might be, but we'll be drinking it in about a couple hours. So that's happening. But he's on the East Coast.
It's still only 10 o'clock. That would I think that would qualify as an issue.
Yeah, and then we got Crystal White with the new last name. She was married over New Year's, so congratulations. She watches all the shows. I hope nothing but happiness and that you treat your man nice. Okay, that's just all I'm going to say about that. Okay, let's get right down to it. This is a UFC fight night, and we're excited because we're going to put some money on it. And again, I will give the disclaimer: if you don't have money to gamble, don't gamble. All right. It's real simple. Control yourself. Otherwise, put some money down on what these guys say with the locks. Throw a little bit on their parlays. Remember, parlays usually lose. However, put some money on their locks. If that way it kind of keeps you just a little bit even. And then if you hit the big one, then you hit the big one and then you're happy. So let's get right down to it. Giorgio's drinking now. All right. So that's good. Get after it, buddy. That's probably what you have to do. And then we got hi from Puerto Rico, U.S. Navy vet. What's up, Omar?
Yeah. All
right. We got it. We're getting all over the place today. The first fight is a featherweight fight, and we have Bill Allegra. What?
Algio.
Is he a fucking medicine? All right. And then you got
LG.
Yeah, Henderson Brito at 12-2. All right. Henderson Brito doesn't have a photo. Rumor has it when I was doing my research that he was SEAL Team 5, but not 6. Nobody knows really what he was doing, some dark ops, but because he never made it to SEAL Team 6, I'm going to go with the Lego first round knockout. What do you say there, champ?
I do not think it'll be LG first round knockout.
You're crazy.
So I'm going to go with Brito on this one. I actually watched a couple Brito fights on the Contender Series.
No way.
He's got some holes in his game, but his specialty is kind of his pressure. He comes out hard and fast, and he stays that way the whole time.
Nope. Not doing it. I'm trying to get a sponsor, Bill.
Knock it off, dick face. I'm serious.
but this is a fight night. So both these guys are kind of brand new to the UFC. They haven't really proven themselves. So this is why these parlays and these fight nights get a little tricky. So I'm taking Brito. I'm still going back and forth on how I'm going to bet it. So if I were to bet this fight, I'd go money line. Yeah, I'll go with Brito. If I were to put it in a parlay, I'd go over 2.5. But we'll go Brito by decision.
All right. So you like this fight to go the distance, Joe? What say you?
I got it by the distance, but going the other way. Man, this is going to be a really good fight. They probably should have been farther up the card. For Algio, it's kind of all right, dude, are you going to be a young journeyman like Shabazian now and just be a prospect and lose fights? Or are you going to be able to beat this guy who Dana White called the best Brazilian prospect he's seen in years, this Joe Anderson Brito? My problem with Brito is he's given up 4 inches in height. He's given up 1 inch in reach, but Algio is going to be bigger. He's going to look taller, and he's going to have a longer jab. And I like the experience, the strikes per minute with Algio. I think he can handle the pressure. And if he doesn't, Brito has kind of a windmilling style of punches. He throws a lot of overhands. He throws an overhand with both hands. He's got a lot of power. So if Algio gets on the end of one of those, he could be in a lot of trouble. But I think Algio's experience pays off here. His height, his jab, and I say he wins a close one by decision. But would not be surprised at all to see Brito walk out of there with a first round.
Oh, are we going to point on this one? On the first fight? No. Oh, well, you guys don't agree right here. So
I mean, being that I'm down, I don't care. If
yeah.
we go
Oh, you're desperation betting $100 a blackjack hand now. Gotcha.
Right.
This is Brito's first fight on an actual UFC contract. So, I mean,
and he very well could put the lights out. Paddy Pimblett had this kind of hype, but he's from Europe, so we all heard of him first. This guy's probably from the middle of nowhere, Brazil. He didn't have all that hype, but he's that kind of prospect, and this is his test fight. And I say he loses a close one, man. I got Algio on this one.
All right. Hey, before we go to the next fight,
the party.
Make sure you go check out our store. All right, go to shop.veterantrashtalk.com or gruntworksclothing.com. All right, so put in the code VTTGW and get yourself a discount during the show. Here, hold on 1 second. All right, so the next fight is a lightweight fight. All right, and we have Dakota Bush. Ugh. All right, 8-3 versus this guy, Borshev. All right, at 5-1. Okay, I have a family member named Dakota, and he sucks. So I'm going to go Borshev, second round, suplex on his head, KO. Joe, what say you?
All right, another prospect fight. I mean, really, honestly, calling Dakota Bush a veteran of the UFC is saying Kurt Rambis is the same as Wilt Chamberlain because he wore 13. It's not.
People don't know who Kurt Rambis is.
Right, Think of white guys, headbands, 80s, Bill Lambier.
Rec specs,
the sexy specs. All right, Borshev is a former K1 champ. He's got lights out power. He's a great striker, and Bush is going to have problems with that. He does have a 4-inch reach advantage, but Borshev's not going to have a problem crashing distance, and he lands 7.5 strikes a minute. So he's going to strike. Bush's chance here is to put this thing on the ground. And Borshev, the reason why I'm picking him is because he seemed to, in some of his fights that I've seen, do really well with his defensive striking when guys are trying to get takedowns. He knows how to fight when you're fighting him, basically, type guy. He can handle pressure, and he really is a sniper. So I'm taking him to finish Dakota Bush for the first time in Bush's career. He's never been finished. He hasn't really fought a striker like this either. So I'm going to go Borshev by, I'm going to say third round TKO.
Okay, third round TKO. Bill, what say you?
I'm actually going to agree with Joe on that one. I watched Borshev's last fight in the Contender Series that got him the contracts. Like Joe said, he's a sniper. His movement when he's striking is his forte too. He's really good at that side to side and just sniping you. He just joined, he joined Team Alpha Male.
There's another one, Alpha Male.
I typically hate those Alpha Male dudes, but
I heard about you.
They are going to teach him defensive ground and how to get back up. So his ground game is going to get better. It's just naturally. I mean, Team Alpha Male's got some great ground guys.
It makes sense makes sense as a half infantryman that you don't like the alpha males, like the guys that actually put their name on the dotted line to fight. So it makes sense, but it's okay. Or are you talking about an organization?
Look at Bill's face.
Talking about an organization.
Oh, okay. So not actually like guys like
Bill gave you the children. But he reminds me of his Giga. This Borshev, he reminds me a lot of his fighting style, and he is the biggest odds mover in Vegas on this card. He started out as a plus 150 underdog. He's a minus 190 favorite right now. So everybody's moving on this line.
Like I said, his movement is amazing. I think he's just going to tee Bush up. Bush hasn't been finished yet, like you said, but I think this might be the guy that does it. And he knocks people out with short strikes too. He doesn't need his big bombs. He'll just fucking snap you real quick with a little uppercut, and it's over. So I'll go with Borshev. I think I might take him a couple rounds just because Bush is good enough to last to the third. But I'll go Borshev and third round TKO.
Same round, same finish.
All right. Yeah. Same round, same finish. To get your wallets out. All right. That's where you want to put the money on. The next one, I believe in pre-show, Bill said this is to start your grill fight. This is a flyweight women's fight, which as the expert that I am, all right, in UFC, I have figured out that these fights usually go all the way through because they don't knock each other out. So you got Chukagian, whatever, was it Sacagawean? This is the person that helped Lewis and Clark 16.
What are you guys talking about?
Lewis and Clark 16-4 versus Maya at 19-7. I'm gonna go with Sacagawea first round fish hook because that's a Native American move. Can you do that in UFC? But the ref's not going to be paying attention because he's going to fall asleep too. And Sacagawea is going to slip in a fish hook real quick while the ref's not paying attention.
Is that what you're calling Chukagian?
Yeah, Sacagawea. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
So, hey, I'm in college, Joe. Okay. So pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Phil, what say you?
Yeah, this is the ambient fight. Yeah, this is the ambient fight. But if you're betting, Chukagian is like a -170 money line, but it's like a -450 if you pick it to go over 2.5. So if you want the sure thing and you need something to just extend your parlay, take this fight to go over 2.5. Chukagian will win. They've fought before and Chukagian won, and it's the typical Chukagian. She's real tall and lanky. She keeps people at distance and just jabs them to death for 3 rounds. It makes that annoying sound every time she strikes. Chukagian's not gone.
Sounds like Monica Seles delivering a serve.
I was going to say like a tennis player.
Yeah. So Chukagian's not gone the distance twice, and that's once when Andrade broke her rib, and the other time is when Valentina caped her forehead in the crucifix. But other than that, she stands on her feet and runs away and jabs the whole time. Maya's kind of the same way, but she doesn't have the reach that Chukagian does. So this is just going to be 3 rounds of the most boring jab, kick. Go start your grill up, grab some beers, go on a beer run, because this fight is going to be boring as shit. But Chukagian by decision.
Yeah, so our guest actually for later today, the Armed Forces Brewing Company would love the fact if you were drinking their beer while watching these fights. But the Navy SEAL that was supposed to come on said that he was sick. So we might only have one guy on, and that makes sense that the Navy SEAL does not want to come mix it up.
Sick. What does that mean?
With some Army guys, because we do tend to overshadow them in everything that they do. But Joe, what say you on this fight?
God, it's just another, and I hate to sound like I'm like shitting on the female side of MMA, but it's just another one of those horrible mid-level clash of styles.
It's just a boring matchup.
Chukagian's gonna hide behind her jab. She's got 4 inches of reach, 4 inches of height. Maya's not gonna be able to close the distance. And I believe this is one of those fights where Maya could probably do her makeup before the fight to go out to dinner afterwards, and Chukagian wanting to mess her makeup up, but she'll still win the fight.
It's just going to be
This is one of those fights.
It's a boring matchup.
Like 257 total strikes, 17 significant. That's what I'm guessing. So I got Chukagian winning a decision where no boo-boos after. Everybody's fine. Looks like a strong argument, but that's what I got.
So the face man saying that Joe just gives somebody shit for being sick. That's what happened. So I think he's referencing the fact that you were dead of COVID for 6 months. Yeah.
Okay.
But all right, let's jump right to the next.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, no, don't get too emotional. You might have to hold a grudge for 1.5 years. Hey, anyways, let's go to a flyweight fight.
Yeah, Dave, you might want to stay off the radar for a minute, buddy.
Yeah, you got Royval at 12-6 versus Bontrin, or whatever his name is, 16-3. And you guys know, as like me being the expert of the show, those of you watching for the first time, I am not the expert of the show. All right, that is the running joke of the show. I am the host of it. I don't really watch any UFC except for what I'm gambling on. So don't ever take my bets unless you want to make serious money or lose all of it. But I'm going to go. I'm not even going to pick this fight because I don't like men that are flyweights. All right. Like those are the guys that they talk a bunch of trash and they look all sexy and slim and 6 packs, but you're like 107 pounds, dude. Like you can't. Like I don't even have to know how to fight. I'll just fall on you, right? Like that's just what's gonna happen. So I'm not.
I can probably hug him and sit down.
Yeah, exactly. Joe, who do you see in this fight? Because I don't want to talk. I don't want to take.
Yeah, this is a very tough matchup to call. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Brandon Royval simply because he's burned me going against him. This is a very tough matchup. I think Royval's a minus 165. But I'm gonna go ahead and just go with the fact that Royval submitted Kai Kara-France. Bontorin got knocked out by Kai Kara-France. And I know MMA math does not always work. It doesn't work in football either, especially the NFL. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Royval's got the more well-rounded game. I say he wins on control time and a couple of sub attempts, but he's not able to finish. And he beats Bontorin by decision in a really good fight.
Nice. Yeah. Before we turn it over to Bill on this one, I just want to call out George again. All right. So from Veteran Radio Syndicate, still have. He lost again to us. He has, and we're not going to have him on again to lose you guys more money until he pays his dues. Right. He has to do a video where he apologizes to the two experts. And so we're still waiting for that, George. I'm sure you're real busy dyeing your beard right now, just for men. All right, try to get the whole thing, not just the goatee. But George, you're probably not watching because you're just in shame in a basement somewhere, hiding in a corner. But it's okay. We still love you. And those of you watching, go check out Veteran Radio Syndicate. We support all veterans.
I would settle for it if he just went in the middle of his mats and said, "I bow to my senseis, Bill and Joe." That's it. I would settle for that.
It's real simple to do. I mean, you can even have fun with it. Like,
he's from the MMA world. He knows when someone outranks you got to pay respect.
Yeah. It's like if the boss offers you the fish, you take the fish. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just what happens.
Just gave you an out.
Little Dr. Doolittle line. When's the last time somebody quoted that movie? But Bill, what say you?
Going with Joe on this one. Royval by decision.
Nice.
Yay.
Bontorin is a good fighter. There's two reasons why I'm going with Royval. Two reasons. I don't see him losing 3 in a row. I just don't see that happening. And part of his losses, I hate saying this, Royval has the better losses, if that makes sense. I mean, one of his last 2 losses was to Brandon Moreno, who was just on an absolute tear in that division and the current champ. So that's not a bad loss to have. And the MMA math, I'm with you on that one. I mean, Kai Kara-France slept on Torin and Royval choked him the fuck out.
Well, they don't even make cars in France, Bill. So that
so I think this is probably going to be a good fight of the night contender, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the main event. So yeah, we'll go with Royval decision. I just don't see him losing 3 in a row, and I think he's got the better experience in the ring.
And I agree with Bill that does make sense. His wins and losses have both aged very well.
Passes
Kai Kara-France looked like an animal in his last fight, and he slept Bontorin, and Royval's he's a beast on the ground. So I don't be surprised if he subs him.
Yeah, Kevin Fisher says I'm pulling for the Royval. Of course, he'll get her done. So let's hope that works out for you, Kevin. So these guys, yeah, they all agree with you on that one.
Word.
Seeing as Joe said the words common sense. All right, it's a good plug for Buddy and I's show. All right, we just released episode 4 last night. So go out there and check the 5th principle of patrolling. For those of you Rangers out there, that's common sense. A lot of you guys didn't get a tab because you didn't have that. All right, so again, common sense. Check out the show. All right, we talked about bad drivers, and so we just don't know why they do what they do. But somebody maybe will come on and explain it. Anyways, let's jump to the next fight. And this one I did the most research out of all of it.
God, I want nothing to do with this fight.
Yeah. Collier, it's a heavyweight fight. You got Collier, named after a dog, 12-6. And then you got Sherman, named after a tank. Okay, 15-8. So I'm going to go with the tank here. All right. One, because you look at this Collier guy, just look at him. Look at that picture on the screen. I mean, this is the kind of guy that has a lifted truck. All right. That's, it's probably, he probably got like 7 fishing poles in the back of it, which for no reason. All right. You only need one. Okay.
I know that guy.
Yeah, this is the guy that Buddy Beckwith down in Alabama hates. Okay, like this is the guy we don't want to hang out with him. He comes to your party, he smashes like 16 natural lights, and then starts a fight. Okay, this is that guy. All right, so I'm gonna go Sherman, teaching him a little bit of morals and respect, and he's gonna knock him out in the second round with an open hand slap. Okay, he's just gonna bitch slap him. He's gonna knock him out. Bill, you see that coming that way?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I'm staying away from this fight on any
Not
of my
betting
bets. And it's because they both suck so bad. Sherman has burned us before. She's just both these guys are so bad. They stand no chance in this weight class of going anywhere near the top 10 or top 15 for that matter. Talking with Joe's actually leaned me a little bit further towards Collier, to be honest with you. I watched the weigh-ins. Sherman looked fitter. Not that that means anything at this weight class, but Sherman's also given up. He was giving up 15 pounds at weigh-ins too. I'm going to go with Collier by TKO. Only because Collier, he doesn't get finished a lot. Most of his losses are decision. Only because he hasn't fought anybody worth a shit either. I mean, if this guy were to fight a Derek Lewis or a Gone, he'd get wrecked. Or even a Dawkins. I don't know. I'll go Collier by TKO under 2.5. But for the bettors, I wouldn't go anywhere near this fight in a parlay. It's just not worth it. They both suck. One of them is going to be disappointing as shit. That's the only thing with Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla.
What a stupid fucking nickname.
Gorilla.
He shows up. He fights disappointing fights.
Wins by the Sherman slap.
Go with Collier, but like I said, don't go anywhere near this with your money.
Yep. Stay away, people. You heard it. If you bet on this fight and lose, it's not our fault. All right, Joe, what say you?
Yeah, I got Collier, but the reason why I don't have it being a finish is because these fat bodies, they're only that big and that powerful for about 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
I got 4 minutes.
After that, they're just a lot of weight with a big heavy arm that they wing out, and they throw a lot of arm punches. So I got this one. I think Collier wins it by getting the leg kicks early and slowing Sherman down to where he can't tee off on him. And this guy couldn't finish John Vellante, Collier.
And
so I don't think he finishes.
If Sherman loses this fight, he needs to think about hanging it up.
Yeah. So I got Collier winning by, and I'm gonna call it a split decision. In a fight that you can't call, and it's nice. So you're just sitting there biting your fingernails when the judges are calling it.
Joe, let's put $5 on a prop bet on a split decision on this one. Let's give it a shot. I bet you that pays out pretty solid. So
sure.
that might work out. That way it makes the fight interesting if we don't want to watch it or bet on it. Like, hey, maybe they'll go to a split decision. But then,
honestly, of course, that might be a pretty good bet.
Yeah, he'll get knocked out first round, and then like, fuck, they're
right.
But, so
if I bet it, it'll make sure Bill's right.
Yeah, let's jump to the main event, the one everybody's waiting for. All right, you got this guy named Catter. All right, it's a featherweight fight at 22-5 versus Chicken Daisy at 14-2. I think that. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I never am. All right. So this Chicken Daisy, he's like the Atlanta Falcons for me in the NFL, to where I think the 2 losses he has, we bet on him. And then every other time he wins, we bet against him. So I don't know if do we get on the right side of this guy? Because I want to go Chicken Daisy.
Yeah,
we do? Okay.
All the time.
The name
he gets on a tear.
Yeah, the name seems familiar. I don't know if we've been winning with him or losing with him. So
but we've been winning.
Okay, winning with Chicken Daisy. So that's simple. Chicken Daisy. All right, second round. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say he's gonna snap his tib fib. All right, with a kick. So that's how I'm going. Chicken Daisy's gonna check a kick and break his leg. Joe, what say you? I like those endings.
Chikadze is. I'm gonna for the fights he's won and the money he's got me. I'm gonna start saying his name right out of respect. Giga is first of all he's a Georgian, and that's the nickname I call my baby boy. So he's from the Republic of Georgia. He ate horse meat. He's not a spoiled American. So this dude, he's a nasty kickboxer. Yeah, sure, whatever.
At least for the Republic of Georgia. They proved that our javelins
heads.
work against Russian tanks. So they did.
Everyone's talking about Calvin not being finished and how they think this is going to go to a decision. I've watched a lot of experts. I disagree. I think Calvin plays defense with his face way too much. He takes punishment, and Giga's the kind of guy. I mean, he just knocked out Edson Barbosa. So if that doesn't tell you what kind of striker he is, I mean, he knocked out one of the most dangerous strikers in the world, and he did it basically on cue. His corner was calling for something. He did it. It was over. So I don't think Calvin Cutter can handle 5 rounds with him. I don't think he'll last. And I got Giga winning by 4th round TKO, and I'm going to call a head kick on this one. I'm gonna say he brutalizes the legs. Calvin's waiting for a leg kick, and the head kick comes, and it's all over. And I'm gonna say he's bloodied and bashed when it happens. So I think Calvin wears a beating in this one.
This is a good one where he goes, throw in the damn towel, right? Like it's like just like don't do it, Rocky.
Yeah.
But
and Calvin's in the corner going, no.
So Joe actually brought up 2 good points I was going to bring up.
2. Not 3.
1.
Not 4.
Yeah, Qatar could win this. I don't see it happening. I mean, he's a good fighter, but he does protect his face a lot. And with someone like Giga, those legs are going to get lit up. And so will that kidney. Giga's also been an international karate champion since he was like, I think 12 or some crazy shit. So he's got that real crazy karate stance, almost like an early Lyoto Machida for you longtime fans out there. And the other good point Joe brings up, he touched on, is Giga's really good at listening to his corner. And Giga's going to tee Qatar up, I think. Yeah, Qatar, all his losses have been decisions. I don't see him lasting 5 rounds with Giga, but I do see it going over 2.5. So if you want to go with a safer bet, I think over 2.5 right now is a -195. So if you want to pair that up with a decent parlay, I'll go over the parlay I already put money on at the end of the show. With roundage, Joe might be right on this one. I was saying late 3rd, maybe early 4th round will be a TKO. I don't see it going to a decision. That's why if you want to parlay it and you want to be a little successful, I'd go with over 2.5. Qatar, I don't see Qatar getting slept that early, but I do see him I think it's going to be attrition. I think Giga is going to light him up with those kicks long enough, or his hands are going to start to come down and try to protect those kicks. So Giga TKO, I'll go with Joe. TKO 4th round. But like I said, if you want to go with the safer bet, go over 2.5 for this fight. That'll put you at a -195.
Boom. There you have it. Let's stay with the champ. All right. Who's your parlays? Who's your locks? And who's your DraftKings sleeper?
Okay. I'll go over a parlay that I did already.
Hot money.
I'm going into the undercard on this one. There was a couple last-minute replacements, which changed some odds around off the undercard. So some fights I want you to look at. TJ Brown was supposed to fight Benitez. Benitez was a -190 on that one, but they brought in a guy named Rosa last minute. So that flipped the odds around for Brown. So take Brown. Samir Kelleher was supposed to fight Kakhramonov. Kakhramonov fell off. So they brought in a guy named Kroom last minute, which jumped Kelleher up a lot. So my parlay I'm going to give you TJ Brown, Brian Kelleher, Bramajaz versus Court McGee. Pick that to go over 2.5. Borshev money line, Chukagian money line, Royval money line, and then Qatar versus Giga over 2.5. So one more time real quick. Brown, Kelleher, Borshev, Chukagian, Royval money line. Qatar Giga over 2.5. Rahimajaj versus Court McGee over 2.5.
Who's your sleeper, Bill? Probably the same as mine.
My sleeper was going to be Brown versus Benitez, but I kind of had to throw that out. So let me go over my locks quick.
We both picked Algio.
Yeah, so
and I would say that's probably
for my underdog for DraftKings would be Algio. My locks are going to be Giga, Chukagian, and Kelleher.
Yeah, for those of you who don't understand what DraftKings is you build your lineup, you get like $50. You got to build a lineup or whatever, and salary cap, that kind of stuff. So these guys are telling you somebody that doesn't cost a lot that is going to get you some points. So that's what they're talking about. So, Joe, what say you? What's your parlays, your locks, and your DraftKings sleeper?
My locks are Giga and Chukagian. My parlay, I like Brahimaj over Court McGee money line. I'm not going to mess with the finish because Court could be one of those guys that steals around here and makes it a sleeper. But I don't think he can handle Brahimaj on the ground. He's got 7 wins, all of them by submission, or 7 finishes, all by submission. So I got in my sleeper is Algio. He's my DraftKings value. But my parlay is Giga, Royval, Chukagian, Borshev, and I got Brahimaj. That's a 5-fighter, and they're all pretty tight odds, so it will pay. I like Court McGee and Brahimaj to go the distance like Bill. If you want to spice things up, I like Borshev to finish, Chukagian the distance, and I like Giga to finish. So my parlay is Giga, Royval, Chukagian, Borshev, Brahimaj. Locks,
just to give everybody a little bit of heads up. Yeah, give everybody a heads up on mine. The parlay I gave you, $6 gets you about 110 back.
There you go.
Oh, see, you lose, you don't ruin your weekend, but you win. Take the wife out for something nice.
Yeah. But for right now with the FJB inflation, 110
for one steak,
cheeseburger. Yeah, so
for one steak.
It is what it is. Everybody wants communism. Here you go. Anyways, let's take a short break. All right, 2-minute break. So you guys, the guys that are watching, thanks for watching. We're coming right back in about 2 minutes with the Big Earl's playoff locks. Hopefully they're better than last week, but we'll see. So go to our store, shop.veterantrashtalk.com or gruntworksclothing.com. Put in the code VTTGW during the break. Get yourself a discount. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
You play to win the game.
We can't be responsible for the blocking. We can't be responsible for the guys jumping offside.
You play to win the game. Getting all the damn heat with everybody, each and every one of y'all hammering my tail. You play to win the game.
And dadgummit at the end, I don't want to hear any of you guys ever talk about our fourth quarter play again. Unless you've got some that I don't think you've got.
You play to win the game.
I want winners. I want people that want to win. Go ahead. What's up next?
You play to win the game.
It's unbelievable. You know, that's why sometimes I call you guys commies. That's why. It's that stuff right there. There it is. Subversive from within.
You play to win the game.
You don't know anything about the chart, quite obviously, and I haven't got time to explain it to you.
You play to win the game.
See that? That's your IQ, buddy. 0. So all the turnovers. I'd rather talk to him. Mike, I know I'm smarter than that.
You play to win the game.
3 quarterbacks on this football team. Whichever one starts. Whichever ones don't, we'll back them up.
You play to win the game.
Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown them. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
You play to win the game.
Diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked.
You play to win the game.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. I just hope we can win a game.
You play to win the game.
Okay, and we're back. And we're back for the best part of the show, and that's Big Earl's NFL locks. Now, I got real cocky last week, and I was like, I'm +8 on the season. I always do well on the last week of the season, and I got hammered, okay? Like, I don't even want to hear it, all right? So you got the Rams and the Cardinals all playing for something, right? They all had to win, right? And it's just like, oh, gross. And then there were 2 games I told you to bet on that I didn't lock. All right, I hit one of them, I hit Dallas, and then I lost the Kansas City one, where Bill lost that one too, where the 5-yard line, they were like the 5-yard line from covering. So like that one hurt. I guarantee you somebody in the Chiefs organization was betting on that game, and they were betting on the other team to cover because that's the only reason why you don't punch it in right there.
I was throwing shit in my living room. Like, you're on the 5. All you got to do is fucking.
That's what I love about the NFL and betting on it, because you're sitting there all Sunday ruining your life, screaming at a game that does not matter to you, like whatsoever, you know. And it's like I didn't bet on the Packers, all right, because, and again, I love it. I got to get into this. I know I said be quick, but I got to say it. All right. You know, those D-bags that always text, they never text you until your team loses.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like they never talk to you. They never say hi. Right. They never like, all of a sudden the Packers lose to Detroit. And it takes a special kind of idiot to text me on the last week of the season when the Packers don't play anybody in the second half. Right. And Detroit wins the game to like, oh, you see that Detroit game? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay.
I was bitching about how they screwed up my parlay.
Exactly. And it didn't matter. All right. Detroit ran 2 flea flickers for touchdowns. Good for you.
Oh my God.
You know, like just like nobody cared about the game except for the one guy who wanted to text a big Earl saying the Packers lost. All right. Well, here's your day in the sun, homie. You got to win. Okay. Like that's awesome. But
I had another guy just like, I haven't watched football because Kaepernick, I'm like, again, Kaepernick hasn't played.
Shut up.
Is that how grunt works?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, hey guys, if you don't watch the NFL because Kaepernick took a knee 10 years ago, hey, that's why we live in America. All right. Don't watch it. Boycott it. All right. You have the freedom to do that. Okay.
Literally nobody cares about Kaepernick in the NFL.
Right. Nobody does. Okay. And all the other guys who like to make money via playing football, they realized that shit wasn't going to fly. Right. And so they all did what most Americans do when it comes down to money. They got in line. Okay. That's what happens. You know, if you're a real hero, sell out. Kaepernick's a hero. You hear that, Grunt Works? He's a hero. He's sold out. All right. He gets paid by Nike now, and little kids in China make his shoes. Okay. So he's winning, you're losing. All right. Anyways, no, I actually don't care.
Nick, you ready for it?
Yeah, don't care what Kaepernick does.
Because you know that smell in the air is? That's wild card playoff football. And we got it today. Playoffs. Yeah. All right. So we got Las Vegas rolling into Cincy at 4:30. Cincy is a -5.5 with a 48.5 over under. Money line Cincy's -250. LV's +205.
I don't even want to talk about how the Chargers called a timeout in overtime last week. Like, wow. Like, did you really just do that? Because I'm pretty sure Vegas was just going to run the clock out. Right. And then you both would have been in. But you called a timeout and Vegas got pissed. Right. And Vegas said, oh, really? Right. And so then they kicked the field goal and won the game. Vegas is coming in here happy to be in the playoffs. I think the Bengals are going to come out and absolutely destroy the Raiders. Destroy them. Okay. If Jacobs is healthy and plays, remember Jacobs went to this college called Alabama. All right. He's a really, really good running back. If he plays, it'll be tighter. But if not, I think Cincinnati just going to monster him. Anybody else got an opinion on that one?
Yeah, I think Joe Burrows comes out and makes a statement here.
Was it Mixon?
I take
Joe Mixon. Yeah.
Yeah, I take the better quarterback. And for any of you out there that want to debate me on it, yes, Joe Burrows is a better quarterback.
And a better defense. Way better defense.
Yeah, Joe Burrows is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. And in 5 years, that'll be laughable for putting them in the same category.
Yes.
Mark my words. Because he is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL.
All right. Okay.
All right.
What do we got next?
At 8 o'clock tonight, we got New England rolling into Buffalo. This is going to be a good one. Buffalo's -4.5 with a 44 over under.
I like this game a lot. I like the first 2 games today. I'm betting big money. From what I have left in my account from getting just crushed last week, I'm betting big money on a 2-teamer today. So I'm obviously taking the Bengals, and I'm taking the Bills. All right, to come out and just end New England's little fairy tale season real quick. But be careful. Next year, New England will be in the Super Bowl. All right, put that money down. So,
yeah, I agree with you. I think New England had a little fairy tale. I like their new quarterback. I think he's going to be great. But I think Buffalo is just going to monkey stomp them today, though.
Yep.
Monkey stomp is a good word.
And then again,
next year, New England's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, I think they're going to be really dangerous. I think that I have to check it again, but I think they're lined up with some draft picks too. I think they're loaded up in the first round again. So we'll see, or second round where they get all their studs. But yeah, what we got on the Sunday ticket.
So tomorrow, at 1 p.m. We got, oh man, this is going to be a good one. Philly rolling into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is -8.5 with a 45.5 over under.
Yeah, I like Philly to cover here.
Yeah.
All right. If I'm not going to bet this game. I have them in some fun parlays. I have both money lines. I have Philly money line to boost the odds on a stupid one, and then I have Tampa Bay money line in another one. But I like, if I was going to bet this single game, which I am not, but if I was going to, I would bet Philly at getting 8.5. I think this will be a 4 to 6 point game.
All right, we got the 4:30 game. San Francisco is rolling into Dallas. Dallas -3 at home with a 51 over under. Man, dude, I like Dallas. I'll just say that.
Oh yes, I do. Like, this is that completes the 3-teamer for the weekend. Okay, and then I got money line on the Monday night game because that's what you're supposed to do, Joe. All right, the last game you picked the favorite money line. All right, so yeah. There's a lot of talk about how great San Francisco is right now, and this feeds into my whole narrative the entire year. Okay, I've bet on Dallas, I think 13 weeks out of the 17, or is it 18 now? 13 out of the 18 weeks, and I hit 11 of them. All right, so like, they are really good. They just are. Whether you hate the Cowboys, I'm not a Cowboys fan whatsoever, but they're really good. All right, the 49ers are not really good. 49ers are just a good football team. Okay, I think as long as Mike McCarthy stays out of the way and he doesn't burn 3 timeouts in the first 3 minutes of the game, all right, then I think Dallas rolls by 2 scores in this game. All right, 2. So I am putting my big single game bet money on this one. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, I got Dallas winning by 10 at least.
I think San Francisco is just an overrated team.
But everybody hates Dallas so much that they have to talk up San Francisco. And I forget who was doing it on ESPN, but he was like, you all talking like the 49ers are the number 1 seed. Like, are you saying that the 49ers are the team to beat in the playoffs? And everybody kind of just stared at the screen like, oh, we're not saying that. Your hate for Dallas is so bad that you're literally talking the 49ers to be the greatest team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, and that's helped us. That's helped the bettors.
I'm surprised that this line is a push field goal. I would think it was 7.5.
Right. Yeah. I could see if Jimmy G was coming in this game healthy and the defense for the 49ers was coming in stacked. Right. Like, I could see that, but no, like, if the ball bounces the way the ball is supposed to bounce, end over end, then the Dallas is going to win by 2 scores.
All right. The Sunday night game, we got Pittsburgh going into KC. Talk about happy to be there. KC -12.5 with I believe that's a 46 over under.
The only reason I don't like betting on the Chiefs this year is, for some reason, Patrick Mahomes is throwing no-look passes to the other team. I don't know why he keeps doing it. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's probably one of the greatest of all time if he just looks at the receiver. Okay, like, look at the receiver and throw it to him. Okay, it was cool that you did it one time like 4 years ago, and it made every meme and everything like that. Stop throwing it to the other team, and you'll win by 20, right? But yeah, just watch. He's gonna do some Patrick Mahomes things this year, and it's gonna be a closer game. That's what I think.
You remember the Super Bowl highlights of him running for 400 yards behind the line of scrimmage? That literally happened, and he was throwing passes while he was parallel to the ground that were hitting guys in the hand. You know the one thing they don't talk about in that game? They lost. And what's Herm say?
You play to win the game.
Play to win the game. If you watch the video, it was pounded into your skull.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with Nick on this one. He needs to tighten it up and realize, bro, we're not here to make a fucking highlight video.
We're not hating on Patrick Mahomes. He's literally like, you can make the argument for the best quarterback in the league, right? Like, and just even though Aaron Rodgers, when Mahomes sets and throws the ball, he has a very Aaron Rodgers type spiral, right? Like, it's really good. So it's like just look at the receiver, Patrick, and I want to bet on you.
Sorry, buddy. When you sign a $500 million contract, I'm gonna kind of hold you to a certain standard in my mind. Call me crazy.
Yeah, look at the receivers, especially when you have some of the top
You're the best quarterback in the
league.
game. Go prove it.
Yeah, and again, I like what Kansas City's doing this year with picking up Gordon and stuff like that. It's just, those guys, they sleep on you because they're not in shape anymore. He's not going to be your go-to guy. But when it's like the third quarter and like a 3rd and 6, Josh Gordon is going to be open because nobody's guarding him. right? You got Tyreek Hill over coverage, stuff like that. You got all the other Hartman and all these guys. Gordon's a big dude, and he's going to be open. So actually, DraftKings put Gordon on the lineup. He might throw a touchdown for you in one of those games.
I mean, if you ever wonder why he's still around, there's guys that can get away with literally anything because of how gifted they are.
Right.
Like Seattle should pray that Jesus, what's his name? Metcalf figures that out, that he can do pretty much whatever he wants because of his physical gifts, because he could get into some trouble and he'd still be playing ball, just like Gordon. He's a very tough cover when he decides to play.
He's impossible. There's nobody in the league that can stick DK Metcalf. No one.
So what's your pick on this game?
I'm not touching it, but I like the Chiefs money line in a parlay. I know it's not going to pay you a lot, but I
think Chiefs money line is like what, like a minus 750
minus 800
I mean, hell, if you want to have fun with it, I mean, put $5 on Pittsburgh money line, like, just like, and just like I don't know. I'm not touching this game.
All right, we got the final game of the week, Monday night. Well, next week, but Arizona's going into LA. LA is a -4 with 49.5 over or under. They're a -2 money line.
Yeah. Tough one, but this is a great game to hedge. All right. So in your parlay, put the Rams money line at the end of it. And if you hit the first 3 games, right, then you get to take Arizona with the points and, put, $100 on them and see.
Yeah, remember though, Arizona plays better away.
Right. And
they're
again,
8-1 on the road?
Right. But without DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray is just a tremendous athlete.
Yeah.
Right. And so D-Hop's the top 2 receiver in the league. Right. You can't take him out of the top 2. You can argue that he's not number 1. Right. But he's top 2 receiver in the league. And you can pick the other guy, whether it's Devontae Adams or, even Jamar Chase, like those guys, like D-Hop's the real deal. People don't realize how big he is too, like, and the size of his hands. It's just crazy. But I like the Rams here. I do. I'm going to bet single game on it with the spread. But my locks are today. The Saturday games are my locks. But I like the Rams here. It's the Baker Mayfield effect. All right. You got Baker Mayfield, Stafford, Patrick Mahomes this year. All right. You just don't know what they're going to do with the ball. They're either going to rifle 4 touchdown passes or they're going to just throw quick passes. Like, what are you doing? All right. So like Stafford, if Stafford plays a good game, I think St. Louis LA easily covers easily. So, but yeah, that's it. What do you guys got? You guys got any fun parlays for the NFL?
My parlay that I put together based on what we just talked about is Cincy -5.5, Buffalo -4.5, Dallas -3, and LA money line.
Yep, love it.
So that's what I'm doing.
I'm probably gonna go with that myself.
Yep, that is a good one. Again, I love the haters out there. Hey, you guys want to come on here and handicap with me? Go ahead, give it a shot. All right, I ended up +5 on the year, and again, sometimes the ball you're like, what are you doing? Right, and that's why Vegas has big buildings. So again, if you can't gamble, don't gamble. If you got a little bit of scratch, listen to us. We've been making money all year, especially with UFC, and you're making money on the NFL if you hit my locks. All right. Other than that, another big shout out to our sponsors, Veterans Mortgage Source. All right, Zach Farkas. He got out as a captain. I served with him. Hit him up on his email, and he'll give you any loan advice for free that you need, and or pass you on to somebody in your state that can help you. Other than that, we'll see you guys at 1400 Eastern time. We got Armed Forces Brewing Company coming on. We were supposed to have a couple of Navy SEALs, but like I said, they flaked out. So we just got the owner coming on. All right. And that'll still be a good time because those guys flaked out. Maybe we can talk enough shit to get them out. So see you at 1400 Eastern time. Champ, Bill, give you the last word.
Hey, don't forget, go on to Gold Star Teen Adventures. Donate if you can. They got some clothes there. You can buy water bottles, and they have a new WOD coming up in a couple of weeks that they designed to do a workout that was designed by one of the Gold Star kids for their father. So go on Gold Star Teen Adventures, donate, help these kids out, and help support the kids that, again, we say it all the time. You always see the Till Valhalla, never forget, but no one talks about the kids that are left behind. So go on there and help these kids out.
Absolutely. And you found the only way for me not to make fun of CrossFit. All right. So go for it. Anyways, we'll see you guys in a couple hours. Thanks for checking out our locks, and make sure you win a lot of money.